The Aaron and Austin Show is brought to you by Wichita by EB, Kirby's Beer Store, Party Rockerz ICT, and Sacred Leaf.
These guys are. Honestly, it's the second of two. He's made two really good ones, and we even wrote one for Alonzo for
for his talking with the mouthful.
All right, but here, real quick, let's pay a lot of bills real quick and get into this interview. We got a brand new sponsor joining us today. It is the Dirty 13 and Lowrider Style Car Club.
Yeah,
they are doing a first annual back to school block giveaway. That's going to be on July 29th at O.J. Watson Park. And from now until then, they are taking donations for this event at their clubhouse, which is right there on Maple, just east of West Street, between the car wash and the Caring Hearts veterinary clinic. So that's right there. They're taking, and they're at the Cowboy Inn, the Shamrock, and Dirty D's, and a bunch of other places. They're taking kindergarten through fifth grade backpacks.
Yeah, they're looking to raise 1,500 backpacks full of school supplies.
Yeah, full of school supplies.
That's what they're trying to do.
And they're even taking, and you know, guys, we shouldn't have to explain this. If you got some gently used clothes that are worth giving to somebody, you know, don't bring you bullshit. But if you got some clothes that your kid grew out of real quick, you know, then you can bring that stuff, and they're giving away. You know, we ain't taking your trash. You know, bring clothes that's worthwhile. And there's about 5 other places, and we'll get that up on the graphic and on the on the Facebook page when we get all the donation places. Those are only the 4 they had for me today. So that car club, they're gonna have they're gonna do featured motorcycles and cars and a bouncy house and field trip day events for the kids there, and it's all free. They're giving out free haircuts, hot dogs, and they're giving chips and bottled water away, all for free. All that's for free, and they're gonna give away the backpacks with the supplies while supplies last.
Do you get to pick your haircut, or is it like instant mullet?
Or is it like when I always say like free haircuts? I always picture like our childhood of the military movies where all the dudes are just sitting there getting their hair buzzed.
I was saying a bunch of bikers, man. You never know.
You just we ain't got time for this kid. I don't care what I ain't got time to fade this.
You get a mohawk, boom.
So the event starts at 11 a.m. It goes till 4 p.m. on that date. So. Get with them, and like I said, we'll be promoting it, and there are actually a couple guys from the club are going to come on and do the show. We'll post the flyer and stuff like that. Shout out to Wichita by EB. Always thanks for sponsoring us and giving us a shout out. We love you. Party Rockerz ICT has got a lot going on, of course, with Kayla and her inflatables.
They got a River Fest deal,
They got a River Fest deal, and they're also doing the Harper Justice benefit for Harper RV. So you can get to a few bars around town. They're selling these bracelets for $3, and they're selling T-shirts for that tragic event. We won't get into it too far, but
and also if you want to contribute to that family, Rusty Nail has a couple options that way. They was doing like a fried pickle deal.
Yeah, and that's where I actually bought the bracelet too as well. And they got $25 T-shirts, and I think there's multiple places that are doing that for that unfortunate event. So, and they're also, and she's in tune. She's going to be on almost all the kids' corner days and a bunch of the Riverfest parade stuff with her mascots. So her mascots are blowing up.
Yeah,
so good for her.
She has 6 million of them.
Yeah, come on, right? So I think 600 million.
600.
Last count, 600 million.
She's growing exponentially.
I think she's into like I think she's up to like 70 if you count the inflatables and the mascot styles. So
like
she's
in reality, there's a lot.
Yeah, she's got a lot of them. I mean, and you can have any enter fake name here. You can't,
Space Ranger.
You can't. I don't even know if you can go that far. Ranger in space is some shit you got to say because they come after you if you start saying their real names. Yeah. So, and Sacred Leaf always another good.
Excellent sponsor.
Thank you, Sacred Leaf, for all that you do for us, and we appreciate you. If you want to get with the Hideout, if you want to get with us at the studio here, we're got some other podcasts in production. We're working on a couple other shows, so that's something you're interested in. We're doing it for a pretty cheap price. So get with us if you want us to help us produce, and that's start to finish. We're running them all the way out to your platforms for you too. So in editing and everything. So we'll make John just busy as a motherfucker.
And really, we're just here to uplift all those arts, man.
We're trying
to
to
lift everything up, man.
Shop.
Yeah, we're trying our hardest. We got a lady that's going to come in and try to be a part of that. Already has a whole show she's ready to do, and actually wants to do another show. Excellent. And we have a couple of comedians that wanted to do a show as well. So if it all goes through, hopefully it does. You never know. But I would love to help people. I love doing podcasts. I love sitting here and talking shit with people. And if somebody else wants to do that, I'd love to help their dream. So get with us and check this graphic out, and let's get to this fucking interview.
Right on.
right. That was our graphic. It explained a whole bunch of cool stuff. And,
Ta-da.
All bills
hey,
paid.
yeah, that was awesome.
Save this shit for next week. So here we are.
I've been excited to have you guys on.
Yeah,
I've been excited
excited to
about
be here,
this.
yeah.
This is this is really cool. Courtney, I did sound at Yadda Yadda Fest.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. And so you do the Yadda Yadda show.
Yes.
Is that still kicking? Is that still?
So the Yadda 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 show, as much as I absolutely adore and love it, had to take a break.
Understood. We've had to take breaks in our year.
I love, you said we. So with mine, it's me.
So
it's me paying everything. I plan. So
I
like
know that.
when you have to get, I don't think people realize how much it takes to do this. And so having I had at a venue, which shout out to Oddfellow, they are amazing, and I really appreciate them letting me.
It was
use
a cool
that
look
space.
too. Yeah, it was a
Cody's
cool look.
dope.
Yeah, I
Gorgeous.
went back and watched the shows that you have.
Thank you.
I like the look of it. Oddfellow is always a cool place to hang out.
It's
at.
gorgeous. Yeah, oh gosh. I just have, I don't know, heroes. People get online and they're like, oh, I watch a silly video. I watch interviews. I love watching interviews with people. I love talking to people. I used to get in trouble as a kid for talking, and I was
Me
like,
too, dude.
Same.
I had
F you
my own
teachers, look
rules.
at me.
I had my
Yeah,
own
look at me
rules.
now. I'm using it for good. So I love what you guys are doing. I was talking to someone recently about the biggest problem in Wichita, which I'm not trying to dive in too quick.
Let's
No,
go.
that's what we're here
Let's go.
for. We
We've been
all
doing
love it.
this.
We all
We've
love
been
and hate
doing
this
this.
place. We all love and hate this
We've
place.
been doing this all day.
Yeah,
we
I want to
got
get you
plenty of
guys.
time.
I want to get you guys a
time.
good soundbite. I believe that one of the biggest issues in Wichita is the idea of competition. It's the idea because it's not. I just changed. This is so I'm sorry. It sounds very Tumblr girl, 2012. I just changed my profile. What's it called? The header photo, and it says I'm
The
not
cover
interested.
photo, the top
cover
one?
photo.
Yeah,
Yes,
the cover
it says
photo.
I'm not interested in competing with anyone. I hope we all make it, and
Yeah.
I genuinely do. And when
Yeah,
I saw
feel-
you guys
we
do
feel
this,
the same way, man. Same way.
Yeah, people were telling
We're
me
doing
they
this for
said,
free, man. We're doing this for nothing.
Literally.
It's
But people were
my
like, oh, I
dad's-
heard so-and-so was starting a podcast. Are you worried? And I was like, about other people succeeding? No. Are you?
Oh my god!
Every
Oh my
time,
god!
people come and say the same thing to us.
Yeah.
They're like, someone's doing a podcast. I'm like, great. What is it? What is it? Can I listen to it?
Yeah,
what is it
right.
about?
How can I support that?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah, like-
Absolutely.
Yeah, can I be on it?
Literally.
My dad told me
Goddamn
last
right.
night,
Selfishly,
he said,
that's
"Look,
my first thought. Do I get to be on it?
No, so in my camp we have a saying: best idea wins. Okay,
Yeah.
and I don't really care where you coming from. If you got the best idea, you win.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you are a stranger to me, and I'm trying to do this. If you come up and go, if you just did this and this, that'd be so much better.
Yeah, you got to
I'll be
delete
like,
that ego.
I'll be
You
like,
gotta
oh my
delete that
god, you're
ego.
right. You're so fucking
100%.
right.
And
I will take that.
Man.
I appreciate that.
Same.
Genuinely.
Same.
You know?
look, trying to get to the point where I can be like, look, even the worst idea is a good idea.
It's worth hearing. It's worth hearing.
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it there.
yeah,
what I'm
It's worth
saying,
hearing.
yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
we all get into a lot of when you're trying to work in this industry or really energy industry is people will have naysayers. You'll have people that are
Absolutely.
against what you're saying, but they have no counter
bearing about it.
Well, they have
Yeah.
no counter option.
It's just
if you don't like something, give me an offer on what you think would work. If you're just not liking it just because you don't like it,
Have you heard the Theodore Roosevelt? Have you
speech?
heard? Yes.
Which one? I mean, you had to. I mean, it's pretty.
It's the one Brene Brown talks about where it basically the summarization of it is it doesn't matter who's talking, it matters who's doing.
There you
and
go.
if you're
There you
doing
go.
and they're talking, what are they doing? They're talking because they're not doing shit. And
Boom.
that's what I think about that a lot. I don't know what it is about Wichita, but as soon as you do something, it's like it comes with haters. And I don't know what I've thought about it. I go to therapy.
I like it a
I
little
talk
bit.
about
It's
it.
the Atlanta Wichita thing.
It
No,
encourages.
it's everywhere. You're right. That's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
talk right
yeah.
there. It's not
That
a
is
Wichita
true.
thing.
That is true.
It's not a
I
Wichita
think
thing.
there's a
This is just
problem-
a small sounding board, so you're going to hear it pretty
Sure,
quickly.
That's true. A smaller community.
People
Yeah,
want to
it's
be
a
at the
small
top
center.
of that game. People want to be at the top of that game. I really don't care if I'm at the top.
wanna
I just
be
want to be
involved in the
successful at what I'm
game.
doing.
I just want to be
As
involved.
long as
Pay
I'm
my
in it.
bills, man. That's
Like,
all I'm trying to
I
do.
just want to be successful at what
My
I'm
dad
doing.
said there's enough room in the sky for all them stars.
It really
100%.
is,
Right.
dude,
Look.
100%.
You can add a couple more.
Right, every day. Right.
Like, and I always say,
dope.
like, when rising tides raises all boats.
Come on.
So if you have a good band, then now we get to open for them. If I have a good podcast, then maybe I get to be on it. We get to talk
Absolutely.
about it, and they get to be on my show. Like, all those things should not. Everybody gets like that first second of jealousy. That damn it, why didn't I think of that? Like, especially when you hear a great joke or a great a great riff or whatever you do.
Or an incredible theme song.
Yeah, these guys. Hey,
Hot damn. Hot damn.
Hey, and we love hearing it. I ain't gonna lie, but we are.
And I'll write you one. That's what I'm saying. I'll fucking
hey,
write you one. I shit these things out like
he does.
nothing,
And
man.
we're both kind of jingle machines. It's a little fucking odd.
Good.
But first and foremost, to put a little pressure on you, and I've been waiting for this episode to do that. We talked about doing a new theme song every 30 episodes.
Is that time
Oh,
now?
I love that.
It's episode
It's that-
59.
Oh, bitch.
No warning, bitch. No warning.
All right, look. So I ain't got my studio ready.
I know.
Okay, but we do have a percussionist
I
right
think we can do
here.
it. I think we can
We
do
got
it.
a percussionist.
I think we can do it.
Marque has also been known to rap, even
I
though
think we
he
can
probably
do it.
won't do it unless he's very much pressured.
Shit, mate.
And a couple
much
rubble mints,
pressure.
man. He might do anything.
Hey, so I rapped on Alonso's.
There we go.
So I did that.
So
I did that.
he did. He put they put together a really nice talking with your mouth full. Do we have that theme song? See, if we had the whole studio, we could pull that shit up. And we could listen.
Yeah,
to
man.
it. We'll be there
It's
one
pretty
day.
good.
One
It's
day.
pretty good.
Soon come. Soon come.
Yeah, but John would fumble it around. I fucking still take him on it forever.
I'm so jealous of looking at like the Not Your Mom podcast, something that I listen to. Hopefully, I don't get canceled for that.
What is that podcast?
Not Your Mom's podcast or
Oh yeah,
Mom's
yeah.
House or
Oh, your mom's house with Tom and
Yeah,
Christina?
Tom Segura.
Yeah,
And
but-
Christina? Yeah, that's your
Yes.
mom's house. Your mom's
Your
house.
mom's okay.
Yeah, your
So
mom's house.
I said not
That's
your
what
mom's.
that's what I thought you meant, but there is one that is not your mom's house. There is another one that's a
So
couple
he does one.
celebrities do.
I know that he has one with Brett Kreischer, right?
Well, he does one. Two bears, one
That
cave.
shirtless dude?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
yes.
he's not shirtless on the podcast, and he just did the show The Machine.
He did.
John has it. John has it. Let's hear it.
Oh, you want to listen to Alonso?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
hear it.
Yeah,
Let's
bet,
hear
bet,
it.
bet.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right, so this is me rapping.
It's actually
All right, you ready?
dope little cut.
Kick it.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
Let's go.
kick it.
When the conversation's wonderful with people with a lot of soul, sit back and get comfortable and try talking with your mouth.
He rips these out pretty quick.
Okay.
It's pretty
He
impressive.
said, "I'm gonna sit in this pocket right here." I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Incredible.
mean, he writes a little jingle. I would say right now, if you need a jingle for your fucking show, and like, who doesn't? Like, if you have do you have a yada 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 jingle? Because this
So-
man,
Well, the show's on hiatus, man.
well, she's about to pull it back from what I'm
Aren't
hearing.
you? Aren't you?
It
though?
is. So I will say when
right.
when you have an idea like this, I had an idea in 2020. Also, this takes confidence, which I want to tell you guys. Like, telling two white men to have confidence is,
We get
it's-
granted like 60% confidence.
yeah.
But I'm a
'Cause I
gay
can-
white man with black hair. Does that matter? I mean, like,
I cannot comment to most of those things, but being a gay white man, yes, yeah, I think there's points there. Yeah,
actually,
one
that's
knows
kind of
you-
extra credit, though. Honestly,
Yeah, nobody
now.
knows you're fucking gay
Yeah.
though half of the time, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
barely get that.
Well, that and gay is like I said, it's kind of extra credit. You give it more opportunity.
yes.
Well, it's not as taboo as it used to be.
It's almost extra privilege. Shit, I'm fucked up. I'm sorry.
Are not we all? Look.
No, it takes a lot of confidence though, and I think I don't know. Being a woman and talking, being a white woman and talking, not that hard. But just like putting that out and being proud of your product, that's a lot. And then having to deal with like the backlash, that's a lot. That wasn't something I was, honestly, I've been very privileged. I have a lot of amazing people around me. So when I put stuff out and then I started getting backlash, I was like, I'm privileged. I was like, why? Why don't you like me? It was a whole
most
thing.
people like in a lot of times, and we dealt with this a little bit too. Like, and I'm hoping to hit 80%, and I think that's kind of what you aim for in life. Just be good and do your shit. Like 20% of the people ain't gonna fucking like you.
Yeah.
And 10% of them might have a real fucking reason. You might have been an ass one time, and the rest of them are
100%.
just gonna hate your face.
Yeah.
And the way you talk.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
they look like they look
It's an
like you look
absolute
like their
thing.
dumbass brother or their stupid ass cousin that
Yeah.
they don't like or their fucking
Yeah.
kid that beat them up when they were a kid.
So,
Yes.
Like
You
so.
slurp your soup wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
and just-
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
but-
you're just gonna run,
Never
and
a
there is the same people are in my life. This is one guy you look at, you're just like,
so
His
so,
face just looks a little too punchable.
yeah, it's just like
Yeah. It's a
punch you in the
punchy
suck
face.
hole.
God damn.
So, like if you get 80% returns, I think you're trying to do the right thing. in life.
So
Yeah.
John said this very succinctly one time. He's a video game nerd. If you
right.
haven't
and this
known,
is
yeah.
this is a
Right
stretch
on.
of genius though from the video game
But
industry.
like,
for sure.
but like,
This is a stretch of
but
genius.
John said, you're going the right way in the video game when you hit enemies.
yeah. When
That's
you
what
hit-
everyone says.
Yeah,
And that's a
Exactly
very
correct.
That's a very real thing in life.
Well,
as
just
well.
the more you put yourself
You know.
out there, you're 20% of the people that don't like you increases to a larger number.
Yes.
And in Wichita, where we have this crab mentality, like don't climb out that pot, bitch. No, you're coming back down.
Oh,
Oh God,
you say crab mentality?
Yeah.
Just
Can I
crab
take that?
mentality. It's
Yeah.
crab mentality.
I like it.
Like
You've been
they're not
holding
gonna let you
that
leave.
gym in.
Absolute
You've been
bucket.
holding that gym.
Nah, I actually just shit that one out.
Dude, that boy, it was well written on the fly. It's gonna get a note.
Me checking
Put a
my
note-
notes.
put a
Where did
note
he write
in.
that down? Yeah. So 2020, I started this. It literally, obviously,
Yeah.
we're in the middle of a pandemic.
And it was cool.
It was it was amazing.
I
It was.
loved
I
it.
had my 6-foot table. Literally, we measured it out, and I made sure everyone was apart. Everyone had masks on until the moment we were talking, because we were like, we want to do this. We're all so fucking antsy because we're all Cody Lonergan, shout out my boy, and Jimmy Vo, amazing fucking men who were
Both
like
great people.
Yes, they Jimmy. I'm just do a plug. Jimmy Vo does hydro.
Plug everybody, dude. That's our
Can
show.
Grow Hydro Farms. Amazing. Basically, any restaurant you go to in Wichita that you're like, wow, these greens taste delicious. It's
Yeah.
probably from Jimmy.
The
If you-
microgreens especially.
So Jimmy's
Microgreens,
the
yes.
veggie guy.
He Microgreens is where he specializes. His farm is amazing.
He
He's
sounds like you
incredible.
could hook that interview up for me. I'd love to talk to this guy.
Go.
I would
Cody
love.
and Jimmy would be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hook that interview
They should
up.
definitely come because
Yeah,
they
fuck
also
yeah.
they do so many events at Oddfellow
They do?
that are really changing the game. And I would love for them to tell you the Oddfellow history. It has a very rich history about like immigration and like it's just beautiful.
Come on through.
It's
So,
why.
so are they part of the Oddfellow building as well as in the greens thing?
So Jimmy does the Can Grow Hydro Farms. That's his farm, but he also provides that they've like fucking state of the art kitchen. If you look at
killer.
if you look at the outside
Oddfellow
of the Oddfellow Hall building,
I've
you'll
never been
see-
behind the scenes there. I've never
Look-
been behind the scenes.
Walk
there.
up to the building, you'll see Leslie below, and you look up and you'll see one of, I don't know if you can tell from the outside, you can tell from the inside, one of the windows is different because they had to take it out to put in the to put in the kitchen, so like
Is
basically
that
the
why
oven and
that's
everything.
Yeah, because they
did.
probably couldn't fit the shit through the door. They couldn't fit it through the
Take
door.
one out.
They couldn't, they had to literally crane.
it in.
That happens a lot on those old,
Yes.
even in Kansas City
Makes
and Denver,
sense,
they have to
yeah.
cut holes in fucking buildings sometimes.
But that's
to
in
get shit
Kansas
there.
City. To have that happen in Wichita, that I just want to
Yeah.
take a moment to
Top
be like, hey,
notch.
look at the intention behind this, because that's that's a big part of like beyond them being like, here you can use the space because we love you, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much. But also it's because there's intention behind everything, and I'm so big on intention. I'm so big on ingenuity. You know what I mean? Just being genuine.
They want that to last.
And they,
Yes.
well, they don't. They
Yeah.
have an angle, but they
It's
don't.
lasted
I mean,
so
they have
far.
a venue, but they don't have an angle. They're trying to just make the space a better place.
You know what makes
It's
it better than
beautiful.
anything else too? It's privately owned. Do you know what you can do in a privately owned venue?
Man, I've
Whatever
been in,
you want.
I've had some
Whatever
fun.
the fuck you
Whatever you
want.
want.
I was actually the last thing I was there for. Shout out to Luke Lucid. Lucid was on the show, and he did his album release there, and we had a fucking
nice.
blast in that place.
And it's a beautiful
And all
venue.
you got to do, is shit gets a little crazy, just walk downstairs and lock the door, and we're cool. Boom.
It's
That
beautiful.
elevator a little sketchy though. I gotta say.
Shit, some of them hallways.
That elevator,
Yeah.
Some of them
Instruments.
hallways are a
Yeah.
little sketchy.
You work. Hey, I've been in way more sketchy elevators with drums.
Oh
Bruh.
man,
Like man, I've seen.
what I'm trying
some
to
stuff. Like woof.
But I will say, so it started in 2020, kind of did our thing. I had a really amazing crew. It was awesome. Just kind of like people just took a chance on me. And I just want to, I mean, if I haven't said it before, thank you for taking a chance on me.
how many shows did you do to start with?
I did 7 episodes, which isn't like, which I'm going to preface this with nothing is greater or lesser or anything like that. But the amount of work that went into it is when I did my show, I did a full kitchen segment, bar segment,
Yeah.
and interview. And then I also did
Well, you
a
did more
live
of like a,
And you did this
well,
by
you did more of
yourself.
a
That's
whole
huge.
show.
variety show.
Yeah,
yes.
variety show. Yeah.
You need a team behind you to make that actually work.
Wow, you
Or-
sound like everyone I ever talked to. Yeah. If
Or-
you know
or
where
did-
that team is, please apply anywhere.
Okay, well,
I think
I
you're
would say
looking
you
at it. I
need
think you're looking at
I
it.
would say you need too much of a team. Just fucking sit by a table and talk with people. You could get away with that. You'd be
Yeah.
great at that too. You don't. Need
I mean-
you don't have to go any further than that. I think you could just do that.
I mean, honestly, if you're
can
talking
expand.
about where I'm going in the new season, the first season kind of got away from me because I was using their venue. And so I wanted to show off the venue. And then
Well,
we
you're
had,
kind of trying to give them some advertising for using your space.
100%.
And that's what
because,
podcasting
yeah.
is great at. Is
And also-
like piggyback advertising is what's great for podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how cool is it that I got to meet so many bartenders and so many, the amount of
Chefs.
the chefs that we have in Wichita, people are sleeping on. You have
Oh,
no
man,
idea.
I know.
You have
We
no
got a
idea the
lot.
I'm
level
not
of
sleeping
talent
on
we
it.
have.
I'm not sleeping.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't sleep on it.
obviously,
I
obviously.
eat there, boy.
Yeah,
I
boys,
eat there.
we ain't
Okay,
missing
apparently I'm the only one who looks like it's sleeping on it, but I promise I'm not. I promise
I'm
I'm
sure
not.
you get into more bougie places than we do. They don't. They know they ain't letting our big ass in. I mean, this motherfucker.
What?
Yeah,
They got to come with the Porsches, man.
Yeah, right,
Like,
right.
I'm looking at this like, I hope this is
They know,
how dense is this?
they
with
know it ain't
protein?
gonna cost you $100. You ain't
have
gonna
to
cost
fucking
no.
hit
You ain't costing no
McDonald's
bougie
after
place
this.
$100 like we are.
Let's take this podcast to a restaurant, and I'll go bone to bone with you on
Oh,
some
okay.
ribs.
Oh,
I
let's go.
promise
We
you.
got-
I may be
We
small,
got the
but
guy
I eat.
from we got the guy from the Forge coming.
We got shout out to
Hey.
David Jewett. He's gonna come do
He's
the
coming.
Forge.
He's coming.
Yeah.
He's gonna cook us
Awesome.
some food.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that
new
sounds
Forge is
fun.
going to come in.
Yeah.
And he's going to.
I'm excited, man.
He talked
I'm
about
excited.
bringing in.
I would be too.
He talked about bringing in and we're trying to do this with food trucks and bars / and grill joints.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We're arts and entertainment, right?
Let them know that we're
so
out there
culinary
because
arts is arts.
I'll be looking for food trucks.
Yeah, come in
I moved
and-
back from Los Angeles in December of 2021.
I'll bet.
And
All
I
right.
just got used to that food culture or that food
There's
truck
a culture
culture,
there.
man. And so so come in here
There's
and
a
seeing
culture
that
there.
they're starting to develop, like bring them on so we can all
Yeah.
know where they
And
at.
another shout out to
what's
EB,
around.
Wichita by EB. You can follow almost all the food trucks that are cooperating with Wichita by EB. You can follow them.
Which
So-
a lot of them do because they'd be
They
stupid
get
not
what-
to, right?
and what we're trying to do as we kind of do a pregame show and we have full shows. So we do a pregame show where like a person can come in, like we've had Aaron Orton from Munchpotamus, and then we've had
Jay Ellis
Jay Ellis Kitchen.
Munchpotamus.
Yeah, they do the
on Thursday at my jam at Shamrock.
they do the
do
pop
the
up.
food.
They do the pop up
Okay.
at Shamrock. So but Shamrock had
Always killer.
Justin
man.
Brown's
Always amazing.
noted.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Wednesdays, you said.
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Yeah. Well, they're doing food every night of the week at the Shamrock now.
Word.
I think
Man,
Monday through
yeah,
Thursday.
it's true.
Monday through Thursday at least, I think, for the most part. And it's all pop up, like come in. There's usually under $10, but it's like this is what we have and that's it.
Beautiful.
Like,
I like that.
anything
Get
from
what you
like
come- yeah.
anything from like meatball sandwiches to like I think even Jay Ellis did like Italian egg rolls that were fucking
Yep,
amazing.
yep.
Like yes,
Shit
bro.
like
Like
that.
mozzarella
Some
cheese.
fusion
and
shit.
spaghetti.
Impressive.
Some fusion shit
Title.
happening.
Yeah, just the title's enough. So,
Sorry,
so-
I've been scrolling my phone literally.
She's swiping right.
All in the mix. Have you guys
Swiping right.
tried all in the mix?
That's
No,
awesome.
no.
All
it's
in the
cool.
mix
cool.
food
It's
Show
cool.
truck.
me a picture of the
I think that this might be the one that reached out to us.
Look at this.
Well, I reached out
Look
to
at
food
these.
trucks, and I think
I have to make sure that you're not going to scroll past
looks
something.
great.
Okay, here you go. This is all in the
yeah,
mix.
make sure you ain't got like
All in the mix.
okay.
Look
What
at
am I
the-
looking at? Tacos?
These fucking fried tacos saved
Yeah,
my
Jay Ellis.
life.
Those look amazing.
Oh
Jay
my
Ellis did some
god.
fried tacos for us too.
And the nicest people.
So, yeah, I mean,
they were
it's-
at
yeah.
so not
I'm trying
to
to book every food show I can get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll steal that from.
Show me what you got.
I'll steal that
Let's
from the
go.
Yadda 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 show. I love a food segment. Come on.
hey baby, hey, I'm gonna correct your language. It's not stealing, it's sharing.
Yeah,
We're all here to help each
sharing,
other.
sharing.
I'm gonna share the menu with you right
Well,
now.
there ain't no,
All
there's,
right, all right.
there ain't
There you
no original fucking idea out there.
come on,
Yeah.
nothing
Corn
to say.
taco, rice, and
They have a ton of good stuff. So
flour
I will
taco.
tell you, all of these images are from Shop and Grub. Shop and Grub is put on by Festive ICT. Nana, shout out you, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I host Shop and Grub it's usually every third Sunday of the month, but there's something online that shows you if you go to
And that's at
festiveict.com.
NASCAR?
So it was at NASCAR. Now it's outside of Exploration. So if you go to
Okay.
Exploration
Better-
Place,
better
right
parking there.
outside. Better parking,
Better
yes,
parking by a
so
mile.
much better.
Jesus Christ.
But
better
they
parking.
also are introducing something new, and I'm really, really excited about something that LA does, New York does, everyone else does, and we are coming up, so we're doing it too.
Come on.
We're doing night markets. So night markets are Friday night. You go check it out. It's the same thing as a Sunday morning, but it's at night. It's cool. It's fun, and then you can go
So
straight
it's like
out.
the farmers market at night.
Are we
where-
allowed to belly down?
It's
Yes.
like the Parks and Rec episode where we do kale at night. We would do we do the shard.
I'm
Shard.
so
But we
glad
allow-
that
we
you
have
said
after
that.
hours now.
Yes.
Just
Shard.
saying, yeah.
Yes.
Shard after hours.
Yes.
You ever tried chard? It tastes like
Yes.
tastes like.
But we're after
Spinach
hours, so
took
like,
a dump
like
on
some
kale.
music happens. Some
Well, it's a little
bands
more of a
happen.
party.
Like,
There will be a DJ. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
See,
little
that-
more of a party thing. It's kind of cool.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Once,
Was that you?
once you take it over to
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. I was like, John. I was like, did John do something?
Yes,
It's like he doesn't have that technology,
you got effects over there?
Oh yeah,
and he's not cool enough to do
working
that.
on it. Oh yeah, I'll hook you up with some effects.
Yeah, please.
Well,
And my dream is, and I've requested it, and when they get it for me, I want a sound pad.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to go full like bong noise.
I'm totally against it. I'm
100%.
totally
I don't
against
give
it.
a shit. I don't give a shit. My name's on the fucking banner.
I'm sitting here in opposition to it.
And I will promise
I
not to
don't fucking
overly
think it's
abuse
a
it
good
unless it's funny.
I don't think it's a good idea.
It's a
That's what I'm
great idea.
I'm telling
God.
you right now, you give that man another shot of
You're-
Rumple,
You
he's going to
already,
abuse it.
You
He's gonna
already
abuse
be
it.
cutting off guests. What you gonna do with this thing?
Cut him off with this.
See now.
Gonna switch the method of the cutting. Okay.
No, he
not
gonna
gonna
double up. He gonna
increase.
double up on it. That's what it is. I'm gonna cut you out just as much with my voice, and I'm gonna double it up with this pad.
This is true. This is
Aaron,
true.
you have children, right?
I got one kid I'm adopting, yeah.
Okay, cool. I remember because when we were talking about, you said the night thing. You said, oh, like Parks and Rec, which speaks to me.
Jam.
But also, whenever I hear like, oh, we're doing it at night, I'm like, at night, and it's like a SpongeBob reference, and only some people understand
I get that one too.
Okay, it's a hit or miss. There's people who grew up as SpongeBob, and there's people who grew up Christian, and unfortunately, I was both.
Is SpongeBob anti-Christian? All these years? Well, I grew up watching The Simpsons, which, I mean, SpongeBob seemed fairly
I wasn't
compared.
allowed to watch The Simpsons.
I was gonna say, did your
Really?
My
parents?
parents didn't give a shit.
That's how I know you watched The Simpsons growing up, because your parents didn't give a shit.
Well, they didn't give a shit about like church and shit. Like, my parents were very involved in my life, but they didn't give a shit about what I watched content-wise.
Yeah.
Like they'd let me buy like albums. Like I was buying like None But a G Thing on cassette at Yesterday's Disc. They didn't give a fuck.
I didn't buy an unedited rap album until I was 14 years old.
I can only get the unedited.
Like,
I can only get the
unedited from Walmart.
I was
only-
raised Mormon, bro.
So the trick was in
Wait,
Wichita.
whoa, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What,
oh, yeah.
Mormon?
Yeah.
Don't
Dude,
I was
drop that
raised
bomb.
Mormon.
He is, dude. It's a pretty crazy bomb.
Right on.
Well,
So-
I think I've heard you mention
Now
that
we're just
actually.
gonna finish that.
So the trick was, I don't know how
Ain't none of that.
I don't know how old you guys are. I don't know how
Here's
old you
to
guys
it.
are.
Here's to
But
that
the only
religious
way-
past, baby.
The only way you could get away with buying the explicit
to making it
content
out.
was going to Yesterday's Discs in Wichita. Like the other places would look and see how old you was and wouldn't tell you anything with the parent advisory on it. But Yesterday's Disc didn't give a flying fuck because they was just trying to stay open.
I get that. Yep.
So
Sam
I got
Goody was like that a little bit too.
a little
Like
bit,
that,
depending on who was working.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
There's a few
Depending
liquor
on-
stores in town like that too, but I won't talk about that.
Why are you trying to stick the ABC
Don't
on
put, them,
people?
don't put them on blast. Don't put them on blast. We all need them. We
Shit,
need them.
there's bars out there that's fucking up too. You better be caught, motherfuckers.
Bottle number 2. Bring that
work.
bottle.
Oh, there ain't no more. It's out.
Nah, bro. I got another
Well, that's
bottle.
a brand new bottle, baby.
Oh, you're talking about that
That's
brand new
sealed,
one.
baby.
The other bottle over here on deck.
That's
So
still
you're
ain't
talking
broke
about that
yet.
new one we got.
Get that-
Official sponsor, whether they like it or not, Jameson of this podcast.
Okay, I want to
I'm
comment
Robert
on that,
James,
especially because we always talk. We
Want
talked
some
about
of that?
this
You want some?
as being someone who interviews people. I didn't want to talk before I was on the show, but
Okay.
when I walked in, having Una Vida Blanco and Jameson here,
She almost shit her pants a little.
I literally thought that you
She was like, "Did they do a little bit of stalking me?"
Yeah, I was like, how did you know? Literally, if I go out, the only things I'll shoot are Jameson or Una Vida Blanco. Shout out Bryce Loeb. Love you. You're amazing.
Well, that's why we always try to have a local
like
something
local.
or other in
love
the
it.
place.
Yeah.
I have
Local
214
fucking band
whiskey.
shirts. We're
know that's
I have
We're
Una
trying
Vida
our hardest.
Greatness Vodka.
Yeah.
trying to
Hell
work
yeah.
for everybody for free, man. We're here.
Let's
to
do
work.
it.
When people come through my venue, I want to show them what the local
Yeah.
offerings
We
are.
had
Yes,
local
yeah.
whiskey, but you polished it off last night.
I did that last night.
Wait,
It's my
whoa.
bad.
Who's got
Let's-
local
yeah.
whiskey?
My bad. 214 Distillery.
Oh, okay. I gotta write that down.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
214.
It's not bad.
No, it ain't bad. It ain't bad.
It's not bad.
And they have tiers. You can spend some good money and get some good whiskey.
Well,
out
what
of
the
it.
bottle we bought were like a $30 bottle, I think.
No. The bottle I had was like a $18, $19.
Oh shit, that ain't bad. That's
Not bad at all.
Well, that was a hell of a lot better whiskey than I
and
thought.
if you talk about quality versus dollar,
that was pretty good. Yes.
having
Yeah.
local that's where we saved it, man.
I was gonna
because
say,
it's
yeah,
local.
It's local. Ain't gotta pay for shipping, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it's already
Right.
good. It's already pretty good.
And we're supporting somebody that's got fucking kids and shit. I like
sure-
it. It's so
I'm
much
supporting
easier for me. I like it
everybody
better.
local,
I like it
Send
better
the
for
kids
some reason.
to drum lessons.
Yes, it's some.
my local scene is important to me, and I
Word.
will elevate it any chance I get. You
100%.
Well,
understand
we
me?
still buy
I'll
Jameson
drink to
too,
that.
You understand
and we're
me?
hoping Jameson
Yeah,
would
yeah.
love to be a part of the show.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I also love Jameson the way it
Yes.
tastes. You know, like
Before every, hold on. It's bad luck not to drink after it. Cheers.
It is.
So
a
I
lot
had
of
to
people
take
are
it.
I agree
doing.
with
You gotta do it. Yep.
If you
That's my bartender background hitting me.
You know.
But after every show or before every show, it's user Jameson. Cody Lonergan. I'm gonna call him out. Yeah, he's a
Call
Jameson
him out.
boy.
He's a Call him
guy.
out.
Yes. He used to work at a bar that won't be named because
Let's
I'm
not
not
name it.
giving
Let's
them.
not name
We're
it.
not naming it because I'm not giving them any free press ever in my life.
Who
You're
is
right.
it?
But-
Don't.
bar is
Someone.
Don't. You're
bar is
baiting. You're
it?
baiting a bad question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
what bar is it? No, we're not off air yet.
Yeah.
It's a Voldemort's.
Oh,
It's
Is it?
Voldemort's, yeah.
Voldemort's?
It's Voldemort's. Thou shall not be named.
Voldemort's down there in
Yeah.
Douglas.
Yes.
Have I been there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
everyone
With me,
has.
man.
With you?
You've been
Yeah.
there
And
with
I'm
me.
blaming you. I never would
It
go
used to
there.
be very cool.
Okay, well now I don't like it.
Until it was like racist
next week I might
and
like it.
sexist and
And
homophobic. And
homophobic.
literally,
Oh, that place? Oh, I know.
Shut the fuck up.
sounds like everyone knows. Sounds like everyone knows.
Voldemort's down there on the
Voldemort's.
list, man.
Peter
You know what I'm
Sniffers.
saying? You know
Peter
what I'm saying?
Sniffers. I've been there. That's a tough place.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you something funny
Yeah.
that I loved about that bar. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
like they had Malort.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. I mean, I was a bartender.
I didn't
of
know this
course.
forever.
I
It's-
have to
have you
know
heard of
about
it?
it.
I have no
Supposedly
idea.
it's
So
disgusting.
Malort.
Malort's like the thickest, most cough syrupy motherfucking
Some
drink.
shit from Chicago.
All right,
It's some like old prohibition
This
shit.
is what happened. This is what happened.
Yes.
Malort survived prohibition because it tasted like medicine.
You could classify it as a medicine. So it was
That's
like
right.
I mean, how
it
much
was a
of it back then could be classified as medicine?
It was horrible, man. It's,
Yeah, I
it's the
believe it.
worst
Like,
tasting shit.
everything's
ever.
medicine now.
I can only imagine,
Ever,
if
man.
it was horrible enough to taste as medicine back then.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I drink
Yeah,
it.
your bathtub gin was not
preferable.
allowed, but this was
I would drink
right.
it.
Like
Don't trust
So yeah, dude. This is what it is. Like
Unless
Malort,
you probably can trust
it's
it more. It has less
wormwood.
ingredients.
It's wormwood infused alcohol. Wormwood
I don't even
infused
know
grain.
what wormwood
grain
is besides
No,
You
that's
don't
how
want
acid
it. You don't want it in
that's
your
how
liturgical
mouth.
term.
You don't
Well,
want
that's
it
how
in your
acid
mouth.
was developed through Timothy Leary's experiments with
But
wormwood.
like, all right. But
That gives you
this
bad
wasn't
taste.
that wormwood. This was
Right?
just the bad tasting one.
don't know
Don't make
anything
you
about
trip. Don't make you trip. It's just bad.
Why does this
tasting.
guy know that
Right.
instantly? I don't know.
So,
I mean, if something tastes bad enough, it'll make a trip. Like,
Yeah.
off top. Like,
but like, so we used to do this thing up in Chicago. It's a Chicago kind of vibe. Sure. And we used to do this thing in Chicago.
It's like the only
where
cool
it
thing
was
not from Chicago.
It was shot roulette. All right. And we would pour like as many shots of Jameson as you really cared to, and then we pour one shot of Malort,
Yeah, I know about this.
right?
Yep.
And then whoever got the Malort shot not only got a terrible
gotta
tasting
buy
liquor in
the
his
round,
mouth, you got to buy the whole round.
oh God,
So it was like double jeopardy.
brutal.
Sounds
My-
like no
It
lube.
was. It was terrible.
No lube.
Yes.
It was
No lube on
terrible.
that.
So-
Terrible.
Man,
My first
jeez.
bartending job ever was at a place called Hilo in Manhattan, Kansas,
Okay.
in Aggieville.
Are you from Manhattan?
No, I'm from here, but I went to K-State for my
nice.
my degree. I do have a degree. I did that one. I got a degree in journalism.
Yeah,
Good
you
for
do.
you, girl.
Yeah.
In journalism, even?
In
Say
journalism.
that one more
Nice.
time.
All
Say that-
right.
Yeah. Say it with your chest.
I got a degree in journalism and mass communications with an emphasis in public relations and a minor in nonprofit studies.
Yeah, see?
There it is. There
We
it
don't
is.
even need the button.
No,
We
no,
got
what,
that.
no. What we
Marquee,
needed
man.
right
We
there
got
was
Marquee,
thunderous applause. Thunderous applause.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See? Now we can already justify the sound pad.
Nah, dude. We're just going to have Marquee come.
No, dude. I ain't got time to pay Marquis every week. He's doing it just for free this week. He ain't gonna sit here and make
You can
fucking-
afford me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, he's
The food y'all about to bring up on here, trust me, y'all can afford me.
yeah, well, yeah. If we
can
got
work
food,
that
if we
out.
got food coming. Well, every food show we got him for free. All the other ones we're gonna have to pay.
There we go.
All right. Okay, so listeners, you
Yeah.
heard it here first. If you would like to hear a soundbite on here, just donate or get a if you want to sponsor this show,
That's right.
contact the Austin and Aaron Show,
Yeah.
and they're happy to
QR
provide
code
this for
sitting
you.
up right about.
QR code .. space .. space, and you're there,
Boom.
Yeah.
May you like them stickers?
They're lovely.
So I
This logo is
had
so
this.
great.
I had this bartending job at this place, whatever. But Seth Stone, amazing guy, he's still around. He worked at another bar and it was awesome. Aggieville's crazy. But
Aggieville is pretty cool, even though I'm a KU fan.
I don't blame you. Fucking KU's awesome. I don't care. I have
Yeah.
no loyalty.
Me too. I like
Not
both.
to his colleges. They just took all my money.
You
Who
just like
cares?
purple, bro. Get out of here.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You just like purple.
But it was
That
based
counts.
off.
He likes purple. He's a purple guy.
It was based off
love
bars
sports
in Kansas City. Hilo was based off a bar in Kansas City and also a bar in Chicago. He went to Chicago, fell in love with them. We had a basically. Have you seen those vending machines? That's the bar vending machine. It's the bar
Yeah.
roulette. We had one of those.
That's cool as fuck.
Yes, and that's also where I found out about Malort. My first job, he goes, "Hey, if you're going to be on the team." Obviously,
You had
he
to
did
take one.
for legal reasons. He never said this because that would be illegal. He could not physically make me drink, and he
Right.
did not. This was on my
He
own
highly
accord.
We have never
Recommended.
physically made anyone take a Rumpelman shot before this show as well.
No,
But there is a fucking list. There is a list of non-takers.
I signed.
and
That
we're
was cool.
keeping track.
Yeah. We know.
I signed my NDA.
Yeah.
But
Allegedly.
it was incredible though. My memories of Malort are getting that job and then having like this connection with everyone, being like, okay, we're all bonding over this gross thing. But it was also my boss was so involved. He would wait until I was there with my boyfriend at the time at like, we had a pizza shop that was attached to AJ's, amazing pizza. So late night happens around 2:30.
Yeah.
The bars get out and so everyone goes there. I close up the bar. But the nights that I wasn't there, the nights that I got to have fun myself, because I did do that in college a little bit, I would go there because obviously it's my bar. I want to go see my friends. It would close, take a shot together, whatever. I'd go get pizza. I'd be sitting there eating my pizza, you know. The pizza's looking like 2 slices when it's 1. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And my boss would be
one do I
closing.
eat?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Bite in the middle.
Yeah, like just try your best, Court. And so my boss would just fucking like on a clock would come by. I'd be like, hey, because I'm drunk. You know, it's more like this. Hey, because my voice goes up 3 octaves. Like, what's going on? And he'd be like, hey, what's going on? Are you guys doing well? And I'm like, yeah, I'm eating pizza. I'm drunk. I'm off work. It's great. And he was a great boss. He'd be like, cool. Have a good night. And if he set that shot in front of you, he'd set a Malort shot at 1:59
Take
a.m.
this.
1:59 a.m. Yeah, literally.
I ain't turning down free booze.
And it was always a challenge. And I don't know what it was about my 22-year-old body that was like, I can do it.
Bring it.
But
I'm 39. I'd drink that shit. I'm
Right? I did it every time.
in Chicago, there is that challenge.
Yeah, and that's where it came
In
from.
Chicago, there's that way.
That's what he
It is
told
that
me.
thing.
We adopted that at that bar, though.
And Chicago's possibly the coolest city in the whole.
You think so?
It's a contender. It's a contender.
I am putting the Malort
My
challenge
favorite music
up
comes out of
right next to
Chicago.
the high
Literally, 2 of
murder
my
rate.
favorite rappers are from
The
Chicago.
what?
Oh, man, too.
The high murder rate.
Chance, the rapper's
Okay,
enough.
like-
Common, Lupe
I'm
Fiasco.
just saying.
Malort challenge, murders.
I'm saying that we're used to pain.
Other than
We're used
Dreamville
to trouble.
stuff that
We're
goes
used
on.
to bad shit.
I was just about to say,
happening.
after a Malort shot, I usually am ready to commit a
So
crime.
the Aaron and Austin show is going to buy a
Yep.
bottle of Malorts, and we're going
That's
to
what's
get
happening.
Is that what we should do?
all Malorts
Hey,
all the time.
We should change out the Rumplemans with Malort.
Now we're getting crazy.
No.
but it should be the shot roulette. 3 shots of Jameson, 1 shot of Malort.
Bring me back on. We'll do shot roulette.
Because they look right. They look
Do
right.
we got to
They
like
do.
spin a lazy Susan?
Yeah.
You gotta commit, man. You gotta commit, bro.
Great idea. Great
Going
addition
in.
to the thing. I like that a lot.
Well, I mean, you know,
Need the spinner.
I do
Man,
things.
you gotta like do it like a DJ. You gotta
Yeah, you got to like,
spin.
Wicko.
and then all the motherfucking drinks just. It's like we
Right. You gotta get
got
the
the
tone.
We'll figure something out. We'll put a little sticky thing on them.
You gotta have that DJ Jazzy Jeff light touch.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
terrible.
DJ Jazzy
Sounds
Jeff.
fucking
He
horrible,
was a big
man.
man even before that. Fucking crazy. So, you did 7 shows originally with the Yadda 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 show, and that parlayed kind of into a festival as well. What happened there? How'd that go?
I'm wearing the shirt.
Yadda Yadda Fest, man. This was cool.
Yeah.
This was a super cool thing.
Dude, yes. Also, you know how when you go onto like paint or something, I don't even know what else, but it has all those it has a grid of a little tiny squares, like a million little squares, and then you like can fill in each square with a color. That's how my friend made this. He did not have Photoshop. He didn't have any of the newer things. He had one program that just had squares.
And a lot of time.
And he spent so much time on this.
It's kind of got it's got like
I
a
like
Bob's
it.
Burger
I think it's
look.
cool.
It does.
It does,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's my fave. Yes.
Before
I mean,
Bob's Burgers.
other
was
than
geeky.
well, no, easy, bro. Bob's Burger's been around a long time.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not seeing a year on it, so I'm
Well,
feeling
Bob's Burger's
pretty
been around for
free.
like fucking 14 seasons or some crazy shit now. It's been actually been around.
good.
I think they're on a
14 years?
Honestly, to me, they have become the best animated show on TV by a mile.
I can.
They really are.
I'm
You
a
have
Rick,
to-
I'm a Rick and
That's
Morty
arguable.
dude. I'm a Rick and
Absolutely.
if
Morty
you have a
dude.
family, it's a little different. Rick and Morty are right there too, but Bob's Burgers don't stop.
Well, because
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers is like it's
It feels good.
it's a feel good,
If
and
you-
Rick
I would
and
say
Morty
if-
is like it's supposed to challenge you a little bit,
And it's
which
fun.
I like.
Yeah, there's fun. It's a completely different kind of comedy. But I'm telling you right now, if you have some issues sleeping, turn on a fan and watch Bob's Burgers, and your ass will fall.
episodes, man.
Your ass will fall
You
asleep happy.
You
as a
saying it's
motherfucker.
boring enough to
No,
pass you out?
No,
He's saying
no,
the hum of a
no.
good family, just being
Yeah.
a family.
And I'm talking, you ain't falling asleep in the first episode. They're only 22 minutes long, so you can watch like 2 or 3 of them and pass out just comfortable
100%,
as you ever
100%.
gonna be. Parks and Rec, same way.
Yep.
Scrubs, another
And
one
it's
that does that.
Yeah.
literally
30
went to
Rock.
Scrubs.
30
last
Rock's
night.
another
We were
one.
Just talking.
His
Scrubs is my
T-shirt
favorite.
is from
I
30
know.
Rock.
I know. I was waiting to get to it. I was actually. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually parlaying into that. We're hoping we get there. So
I know.
But
I'm wearing
like
a shirt that says "My muffin top is all that."
my Scrubs is one of my most underrated ones because I'm
my
actually.
God.
I actually didn't learn till just less than like 6 months ago that Zach Braff and Donald Faison do a rewatch show of that.
Yep.
Real doctors. Real Friends, Fake Doctors, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
And I have almost put like I used to listen to Two Bears, One Cave every week. I listen to like the Monday Morning podcast with Bill Burr. If anybody doesn't watch that, Bill Burr's the funniest comedian in the world, probably.
The most pissed off.
Oh
one.
yeah, I love that Irish hate. I love that Irish hate. It's fun for me.
Irish.
I love it. And when it's so true, you're like, I hate that shit too.
Just
right?
specific Boston Irish.
I like that Boston grit, and he does it better than anybody for sure. But so I would catch up on a bunch of podcasts, and I watch them all during the week. Dude, I am strictly only watching Zach Braff and trying to catch up because they're doing a rewatch show of their whole fucking show, so they're watching all their episodes. So. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna fucking do. Yeah, dude, from the fucking the fucking why is he from the orchestra? Why is he an opera singer?
All right, so I want to give you guys an option right now.
Yes.
What?
We have an option. We are about 37 minutes in.
No, we're longer than that, dude. You want to take a break?
Well,
We'll take a smoke break.
That's my option. You guys want to take a little break right now? Like chill out for a bit?
Yeah, let's take 5.
Or should we just roll through?
Let's take 5. Let's take a smoke break.
If you want to take a smoke break, you can go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, either way.
Or we can just keep going. I don't give a fuck either way.
Yeah, I say I can.
Yeah,
we can.
That's
finish
why I
strong.
give them the
Hey, I
option.
can roll,
bro.
yeah.
see.
We can
I
smoke
got water.
after.
I got drink. We good, man.
Good.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm
All right,
good.
let's just roll through.
Cheers.
Let's roll
Let's
through.
roll through.
So I really want to get into
Yes,
Midtopia.
I also do. Yes.
Yes, I want to get into Midtopia. Back half of this episode should be
I would,
the coolest thing that's going on, right? Like,
I would love nothing more.
Well, before we get is
All right.
Yadda Yadda Fest still a thing? Are we trying to do that still?
It is. I will have more updates soon. If you want more updates, follow the Yadda 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 show. That's 2 Ds, the YADDA. That's
And
3 Yaddas, the Yadda 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 show. The Yadda 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 show at gmail.com, the Yadda 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 show on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. You can look at our shows, all that. We'll have more content up when is this airing? Yeah, we'll have more content
This will be up
this
next
week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
It'll be up.
We
It's
take
awesome.
like this show will come out 4/20 Thursday next Thursday.
You sent me that and I fucking died. But because of the work I did with that and because of the work I've done in the community, I was presented with this opportunity to work with Midtopia, which I am so thankful for. I've been working for Adam and Jesse for a long time. I did worked at Wave, obviously their venue. Have
What a
done a lot
great
of stuff
venue!
with there.
Shout out to
Wave.
Wave, not the Wave.
Oh my God! Thank you
His
for
ass.
saying that. Thank you. Yes, it's just Wave.
It's Wave.
It's just Wave.
I was
Wave.
ostracized.
It's not
until,
the Ukraine.
It's not.
It's Ukraine.
It's not the Wichita.
It's the Aaron and
Oh my
Austin show,
God.
motherfuckers.
Oh my
But it
God.
is the Aaron and Austin show,
well,
motherfuckers.
so
and
you
it is
can
the Yadda 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 show.
Yeah,
But
so-
it is Wave. But
Beautiful.
Midtopia,
Wave.
I would love to talk about it. Midtopia, we offered label services to independent artists.
So
Artists?
nailed it.
So I want to go. I want to
The
go into that.
Rumpleman's
I wanna
finally caught up.
I want to go into that a little bit.
Yes.
What is label services as far as what you guys are doing?
Ooh, do you want to take it over?
So label services basically think of it as a artist development program,
There we go.
and
There we
so it's having artists actually go out in the field and do the job, like do the job of being an artist, touring, managing their touring budgets, managing their merchandising, teaching them how to merchandise,
How to do what?
branding, marketing.
So kind of trying to
how
help the
make
young
a
crowd
job
grandfather
out
into the
of-
music industry.
Yeah, absolutely. How to make a job
But doing
out of
it the right way, or not? I don't want to say the right
It's
way.
kind of some guidance.
doing it the
Some little life coach in there.
Well,
most
well-
beneficial way
Okay.
to
So,
sustain the career.
so I want to say this: there are a million right ways.
Absolutely,
There are.
absolutely.
There's a bunch of
That's why I said wait.
well, I will
hold
tell
on.
you, there's a million. There's
wanna get in.
there's no formula for viral. There's no
Absolutely.
formula for
Yeah,
success. A lot of times,
Oh
So-
yeah,
but
So-
there is a formula for professionalism.
All right.
boom.
All right. So
That's the difference.
This is what I'm trying to say though, is Wichita has never had a talent problem
Ever.
ever.
No.
We have had talent
Oh, my
here
God.
since
Since been,
before
since
I've
been,
been
since been.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that has never been our problem. What our problem has been is infrastructure. Okay, we have never had worthwhile booking agents, worthwhile management.
Worthwhile entertainment
That-
lawyers.
Now I know one here now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I know
we
one
need.
here.
I think
I
we
know
also need a
one.
talent agency. as
Tyler
well.
Emerson.
Yep.
We need an agent like a talent agency.
You
like,
know him like I know.
like
That's what I'm
every
trying to
city
say.
has like that. How do we
But
not have
without
that
this
shit?
infrastructure,
no.
without this infrastructure,
Not a
we don't
crooked
get to
one.
go.
You know what I mean?
well, now
But yeah, so that it's
let me go on this, man,
Oh, yeah.
because because this is what I'm all about right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, I feel that if I educate our musicians and our bands into how to be business enterprises of themselves, then we attract that infrastructure.
Come on.
That's exactly what Midtopia
That's
is
what
about.
we have to do.
Precisely.
That's what we have.
I will
to
say
do.
Midtopia is about balancing the U.S. heat map of music. So if you look at a map of the U.S., where are people going to go to get recognition for their talents? They're going to go to L.A.
Right.
They're going to go to New York, maybe
Atlanta,
Atlanta,
Nashville. Yeah.
100%.
Not here.
Yes, I was in
Even
Nashville literally last week.
Blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. Yeah, I
And
got
they're
you.
doing
I got
amazing
you.
things there, but we also have amazing people here.
Those have also all of those resources and those talents that we just mentioned. They overplayed like a motherfucker. They are going through their process now because they live in L.A. They processing 5 of your bands this week,
At least.
this week, and they do a cookie cutter fucking thing, man. They do a cookie cutter thing.
That's why
They have to.
They sit there and they go. I'm going to set my preamp to do this.
Well, is that what?
I bet I don't
would
have
we
to
not-
change it for 6
what would
weeks.
what would we set up different if we tried to do it here? How would you not do it like cookie cutter? Like, explain that to me.
Look, all right.
But just giving the opportunity to our artists. Because a lot of times our artists are given the choice of be an artist or do something else to make.
No.
Or do this
No.
that works.
yourself.
Like, you
Now,
kind of have to
I-
conform.
Yeah, something
I
that's
want-
completely not creative, something that's not them. Like we're trying to
I
show them
would
that
like-
you can work in this industry. You don't have to be an artist. You can still do music and work in music.
Yeah.
You know,
Me.
we can have
I'm not
Yeah.
a musician, but when
Boom.
people talk about my name, they know I'm involved in the music industry
Heavily.
of Wichita because
Yeah.
I promote, I interview, I do all the things because
Yeah.
that's what I also, and when we talk about Midtopia, it's not just about the musicians or the artists. It's about industry professionals. So it takes so much
That's
more
what we
than
are.
just a musician to create something. Like we need this
Guys,
man. Ooh,
guys.
hello. What's going on? That's cute.
Hey, I
Right
know.
now.
Hello.
that'll work.
But
All
we
right.
need him. We need me doing social media.
This
We
is-
need other people. Like
Absolutely.
every
Well, and we
single
need
person
to-
this is
counts.
the
we
reality.
needed a little bit of what we said at the very beginning for everybody to drop their ego a little bit too, and like let's all work together on this shit.
I won't speak to that,
what it
but
is.
No,
That's what it is.
I will speak to that. I'll speak to that.
Because collaboration is key. Like I don't,
key.
what I learned, even though I'm not a musician and I'm not a promoter, I'm just a fucking guy who likes doing podcasts. I learn
how
a
I
lot.
feel.
I learn a lot from you guys every week. Like every
Yes,
person has
absolutely.
something to offer. Like
Yeah.
they all have an
That's
insight.
the real. That's the real.
They all have an
That's the real
insight. They
part.
all have an angle you didn't quite see right, or they've been in an experience.
And
you
when
haven't
I say
seen.
best idea wins, I
Yeah,
mean it.
You're right.
I mean
100%,
it.
100%.
But why don't we consider everybody's ideas? Why
Ego.
don't we reach
It's
out?
back to that
it's
ego
ego.
thing.
Ego.
It's
So,
ego.
I mean, it's
That's what you're
and
saying.
it's a different, not different types of ego, but it's ego in different directions. Sometimes
That's
it's ego
right.
that says I'm right and you're wrong. Sometimes it's ego that says
Sometimes jealousy
I'm tired
ego.
of people saying I'm wrong. I know that I'm right.
I got people
You
on
know,
my
and so
team.
it's like, man,
I got
it's
people
easy.
on my team that do this to me.
Yeah,
and
man.
I have to shut them down. And I have to be the asshole. I gotta be like,
Sometimes.
hey man,
Well,
hey,
I've
settle
tried to,
the fuck down.
And sometimes you have a lot of great, talented people that don't realize that they're unfortunately bringing the wrong energy. And you need to be like, and
Collaborative
some
energy is
of the
important.
great ones that you can talk to them and be like, hey man, like you bring negative energy and they'll fix it.
That's
Like,
true. It's true.
do not invest in people. A lot of
That's the
times,
truth.
sometimes there's a bunch of people that have a lot of great attributes, and you cast them aside because there's one thing you didn't work about. But did you fucking talk to them about it?
Just that one thing.
Did you
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to them
yeah.
about it? Like if somebody's an ass and you can't never work with them, you deal with it. But like a lot of times, all those issues go untalked about.
Right.
Because someone doesn't want to have a 15-second awkward
hard
conversation.
conversation.
It's
You
only
have to have
15
a-
seconds, so most times. You get right through that awkwardness, and then you kind of find a common ground, and everybody
Guys.
figures out some shit.
And you'd be surprised how many times it was over like something.
A
you had no
miscommunication
idea.
most times. Most
Like
times
something
it's a
you missed or
miscommunication.
something you misinterpreted. Like,
Yeah.
surprised.
I'm telling you, the ego every step of the way causes problems.
I think that's. I mean,
I've eliminated
we're
that from
talking
my
about it
life.
in the lens of a musician, but this is a people problem. It doesn't matter what industry
It
you
is-
work in.
Yes.
That's
If you
exactly
have-
right.
if you
You're
have-
100% right.
If you have the
And I'm gonna
ability
go one
to,
more. I'm gonna
if-
say it's an artist problem.
I mean, I'd say
It's people.
both, but
It
it's
should
also
even
like
further escape people problems.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
that's
you
even
can,
further.
if you have the ability, it's a skill. It's a learned skill, I believe. Because I think our natural reaction is to be defensive. Because what we're told from a young age is that our thoughts, our beliefs, are who we are, and it's not. Who you are, you're a soul. You're a soul having a human experience.
I always say
That's
you
what
are who you are next week.
Yes.
What,
yes.
what I was told, what I was told as a young
love it.
kid.
Well, you are who you are next
got
week. What you learn?
disproven.
What you learn in a week?
like
I ain't
20
that guy I
years
was
later,
last week.
you
I
know?
learned some shit.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Aaron. What'd you say?
I'm saying what I was told as a kid was real, was probably real when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
Maybe, yeah.
But we all grew up.
we expanded.
The
Like,
world
universe
changed.
expanded.
The world changed.
Well,
Yeah,
let's be careful with
So
that.
now I don't know.
We didn't all grow up.
Well, I try not to grow
deal,
up.
Sam.
I try not to.
Well, I've grown up in some aspects
But
of my
I'm
life
saying-
and not in others.
I was
Yes.
like, man.
You know what I mean? Like you have like you're
When
you're
you-
stuck in some places and not in others. Like your personality is so.
when you see the
multifaceted.
world change, you understand it. And I feel like
Absolutely.
people of my age group,
Not me.
possibly y'all.
Not me.
That's why
I am.
that's why I say possibly y'all. Like
Not her. She's
But-
younger than
but-
us for sure.
But you get me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
I need to be able to take these
Can
people
come back to that.
into
You're like 20.
what's actually really happening,
Seven?
man.
Yeah.
I need your band to stand out inside of that social media 17 million motherfuckers on
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I mean? How do you stand out now?
How?
How do you do that?
Content.
Let's talk about it.
There is
Let's
no.
talk about
there's
it.
no
Let's get a
formula.
plan and let's go.
There's no. The
There
thing
is no
is,
actual real formula.
there's no formula
Not
for
anymore.
There is a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of motherfuckers trying to say what we should try to do.
Do you
I
wanna-
will-
And I'm just one in the pack.
Do-
I'll be real with you. I'm just one in the pack.
Do you want to
I
hear
don't
from the
know what
people
I'm
who
doing.
just had had a 2-week tour?
Yeah, tell us
And had a
about.
weekend
yeah,
tour.
I mean,
Where'd you guys?
And then
Yeah, get into your tour.
Yeah,
How'd that
yeah,
go? How'd
okay.
that go?
We had the Ladder to Tree for a tour.
I,
We had-
I followed it on Facebook. It was a fun watch.
I don't know if you guys have ever been a part of a tour, but just going on tour in general.
6 weeks. Yeah, done it.
So
6 week tour?
imagine,
The
Let's
podcast
go.
I tour
Let's-
right back to this building every week. It's such a.
imagine. I want you to imagine a tour, but then imagine 4 bands being on that tour.
Four.
Done
So
it.
Are you all sleeping in the same place?
get
The
you.
same.
Pretty
So-
much. Like,
so
was
it
one week
smells.
where we were all
So
sleeping in
it
the same
smells.
place.
It smells.
I mean, it didn't smell.
Yeah, it
People took
smells.
showers. It was
Because
I
I'll
was
make
We
them
had a
take
good crew.
showers.
I was happy.
I will make you.
I'm smelling it from here. I'm smelling it.
Back
from
in the
here.
day, I had to make a motherfucker take a shower.
I think everyone was taking showers.
I will say though, that was since being a part of Midtopia, we have talked about. That's the best part about this job is that we talk about egos, we talk about building, we talk about community, and we're not just about. We have 4 bands on our bill right now, but our goal is to build out, is to
What's
adopt
all
new
4 of your
people.
bands?
Absolutely.
We have
Put all your bands on
the Cavves, Keo in them, Social Cinema, and Rudy Love in the Encore.
Amazing.
All
band.
good- all
those-
good. I like
guys
all
are
those
great.
artists.
All those guys are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible and incredible people individually too,
Yeah.
and they all have their own side projects
were
as
just
well,
on
which
a
are
Fresh
incredible.
Finds
Keo's
playlist.
awesome.
Caves
Keo's
were
awesome.
some more.
Yeah, like-
Keo's amazing.
And I love that you're taking on like people with side projects.
Absolutely.
Because,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
like, because
You
like,
can't close the
I remember
creativity.
like hitting managers back in the day and like, yeah, I'm still doing this too, and they'd be like, no,
And
Fucking
that's
deal breaker for
killer,
me.
man.
that's our biggest
If
thing
I ain't got you
though.
100%, I'm out.
Who
man.
caps?
Like,
Who caps creativity? I would
Boom.
never cap.
man,
Come
people
on,
do that
why?
though.
Why
People
would
do
you-
that in the industry.
You're right,
They
but
do.
like,
That's
why? But
stupid.
when you put it to them like that, their brain sometimes clicks different.
Bro, okay.
does.
Sometimes
It's
you have to
just
put. Sometimes you have to put shit to people so logically that they go, "Oh, why the fuck am I acting like this?"
Most of the reason that
I
those
want to
people
say some shit, and I don't know.
Let's
Man,
put it out there.
look.
No,
Let's
go,
say it.
go,
Look,
go,
all
go.
you got to do is look at Parliament Funkadelic. You look at Parliament Funkadelic.
You
that
mean the
was,
guy that didn't make
technically,
nobody on
it
his
was
music?
one band, but it was also like 4 or 5 different bands. You had
Right.
the Parlettes.
Right.
Parliament and Funkadelic were 2 different bands
Yeah.
before. You know, you have just different
And P-Funk
configurations.
All-Stars.
P-Funk All-Star, exactly.
Let's
Boom.
go.
And then-
Let's
and
talk
then-
about
and
it.
is it-
And it's
Yeah.
like, yo.
And then with all those groups, was it kind of George Clinton hiring them all together? Like how did
George
that
Clinton
work?
got fucked every step of that way.
Like he
Every
just got
step
his
of that way.
masters back, man. Like I'm listening
So he
to his
don't own none of his
podcast
fucking
on-
music?
Nah, dude.
Yeah, like he just got
they
his
were
stuff
they were
back.
they were selling his music in and out, man.
So yeah, like
That's
man.
why all the hip hop in the 90s
I'm hearing a sermon right now.
had
That's what I'm hearing.
fucking
Right.
Yeah.
had fucking
George Clinton, man.
on it, man.
And he was one of the few people that were cool with sampling because he understood the vision of it. He said that's just going to bring more people
He
to
understood
my
the
music,
vision.
and that's exactly what happened because that's what
But
happened
it was
to
worth
me.
millions, though.
It was
That's the
me.
problem.
He
The
lost
problem
out,
is-
but now he's
The
getting
problem
all
is
that
when
back.
the problem is when you give your art away for free for the vision of it, then they make those people.
And he was a heavy drug addict.
Well, the
man.
problem
I'm not
is
gonna lie to
also
you.
the
like, he
problem
was able
is-
to tour in the 90s because
Yeah,
Dr.
but when-
Dre
okay,
sampled
but
some
so-
of his stuff,
deals
you
for-
know?
So if you're a
pennies,
good
man.
businessman and you're a good person, say George Clinton or any band gives you some of the royalties for free, whatever, and you make a
No such thing as a
shitload
good
of money
person.
off of it, you should give them a percentage.
Give something back.
Give them a percentage
Just,
of it,
just
even
off
though they
the
didn't
general
ask for it.
principle.
Yeah,
so
just
yeah,
because
that's
you made
happened
off
a lot of. You've seen like there's a
Well,
lot.
Dave
of, like,
Chappelle had to like protest to Netflix to get his residuals back
on,
for his
like,
Dave
you
Chappelle show.
have
People aren't honest in that industry.
Dude, if
They're
you make
just not honest.
if you make
They're
a
not
bunch of
like-
money off somebody's art, give them a
horrible.
kickback. Whether they
That's
had
one thing, like-
whether they had a good contract or not.
Exactly.
So many people got fucked on their contracts. Like, give them some money back.
So
that's
all
why-
all of these issues come back to exactly what we're trying to combat. And I want to
Yes.
make it very
Yes.
clear that Midtopia.
Yeah, pull us back here. We need you.
Midtopia is not anti. I do this sometimes.
Yeah, we need you. We need you. We
Midtopia-
need
I
you.
need you. Yeah.
Midtopia is not anti anything. We are not anti label. We are not anti. We want everyone to work copacetically. Just like I said before, this is not a competition. I want everyone to win, and I know everyone can win. But it happens when we all work together. And I hate to sound like a PBS special.
You don't.
But that's what it is.
You don't. You
that's
don't
what
because
it is.
that's
Everyone wins,
because
man.
it's not fake. It
Well,
doesn't sound like a
let-
PBS.
Let's look at it. Wichita is bottom tier right now in your
Well, it's the
world
big-
scope, in
the
your
sad thing is, it's the
worldview.
biggest town in Kansas, and we can't get the cred we deserve.
In your worldview, Wichita bottom tier, and until we start cooperating, and until we stop competing against each other,
And that's why
got
we're
nothing
trying to
against
open up.
nobody,
We're trying to
man.
say that, yo,
a
there's
rising
enough room for all
tide
of
floats
us,
all
man.
boats, man. That's
And there's enough room for not
Well,
only
and it's-
all of us in the genre. There's enough for all the genres.
Well, and it's
Do you
enough,
understand
it's enough to
the
send people
talent
to
we have
other
here?
places. Like, hey, this might be the place for you.
This is
You know what I mean?
an untapped well of talent.
untapped.
That's what's happening right now.
Completely.
Can I
This
give
is
one
an
of the
untapped
examples?
Well
Yeah,
of
please.
talent.
One of our
Please talk
examples
about it.
for
Please talk
for
about it.
Midtopia being I don't know what to call it. Basically, when we work with Midtopia, when you're a band with Midtopia, you get the resources you need, you get the education you need, and eventually on our social media, very soon actually, our goal is to give you resources, to give you educational opportunities. We're not here to just have like a little thing that we're doing and
We
be
are.
like, no. Right now, I want to remind everyone we're in the building process. We are
Yeah.
building this plane as we're flying it, and it's flying pretty goddamn good, but it's still a process. And so we're going to mess up. That's what happens. We're humans. But
Trying
our
something
goal,
new.
yes, our goal
Yeah,
is
same
to,
with us. Same with
on.
fucking the hideout
Yes.
and,
About to say.
and the studios. Same shit here,
Yeah.
man. We know-
Progress. Yeah.
Dude, we
Our
learn it
goal-
every day. We learn it every day.
Our goal when we see artists, though, is we want you to be able to live off your art. And that is a very real goal. And
100.
We want
Has
you
to be that way. Has
Yes,
to be that
we
way.
want to show
'Cause
you that that's possible, though, and that's possible through having resources, having education, and treating your music like a business, which is always not a fun thing for an artist to hear, but it's the reality of
Well,
it.
it's,
It's
a hard
the
part.
hardest thing
Well,
for
it's
a
a lot
musician
of
to
these
hear.
artists, like you're saying, is you just nailed it. Like a lot of these artists have trouble switching off the artist part of it and becoming the entity that is your LLC, your band, your group, your copyrights,
Yeah.
all those.
And that's what we're here for. We're
And
here to be
those-
like, what is an LLC?
you what all of
How
that
do you
is.
get an LLC? How do you open a business account?
A lot of people just want to like make their music and push that shit. Bitch, you now got to do that. Like you got to own your rights. You got to own your. You got to own your shit. Like you got to make sure.
know. You gotta have your team together. You gotta have your legal stuff together.
And you got to have people that you trust.
You have
gotta-
to be a business. You have to be LLC.
And you got to have people that are not trying to take advantage of you because.
Can I write a check
and
to
that's
your
the
band
biggest
name?
thing. And that's the biggest thing is like with Midtopia, it's like we're all transparent about why
100%.
we're here.
That's
what
big.
we're
That's
doing.
big, man. That's big.
You know, I'm a part of Rudy Love and the Encore. I'm the drummer in that
Oh, yeah.
band.
And we've seen
It's
you. We
like-
love.
thank you,
Hey,
thank you.
shout out to
Fucking
Rudy
kills
Love
it.
Jr.,
Appreciate
a
it.
former guest of the show. We love him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, so
Much
shout out
love.
to Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy.
Come on.
Much love.
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like we all know, and it's like I'm employed by Midtopia. You know, there's other artists in the other bands that are employed by Midtopia. They do tour booking. They work in. You know, they're also a part of.
So you
the
guys are
band.
like a one-stop shop
But
for everything.
They
kinda, right?
do all these.
100%. We're
they
trying
do-
to be, yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
love
a
it.
whole umbrella organization where
Yeah.
there's other ancillary avenues of making money that still deal with music. Like, and it's like, yo, you can be an artist, but you don't have to be like.
Everything.
The art, being an artist doesn't have to be your main source of income. You can do this other thing that heavily deals with music. You can do podcasting. You can do interviews. You can do web design.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
go,
in
dude. Let's
a
go.
okay.
Video,
So
you know?
to emphasize what he's saying is we are in a world of content. So
Come
like
on.
you
Is
have
that
a
right?
lot. You
Is that
have
right?
so you have a unique as crazy as everything else is going. When it comes to producing content, you are at an advantage right now. Whether whether you're a cook, a musician, somebody who's funny, whether you're whatever the fuck you got, it's the time for it. So put that shit out
Take
and
the shot.
and like we've said 100 times,
Take
there's
a
no.
shot?
Yeah, take a
Yep, take a
Well, it don't take a lot in this
Hey.
group.
It's shot o'clock and I'm right on time, baby.
Inside.
It doesn't take a lot in this group to get a shot going.
Well done.
You're right though, and that's where we're at right now. I want to talk a little bit about Midtopia just because I'm so passionate about
Yeah,
it.
please.
It's a big deal.
Feel
we,
it.
we
Feel
are
it.
a nonprofit, and I think something that I've heard from everyone else too is you've mentioned this. We have not been lacking talent. We've been lacking representation, and we finally have the funding.
Honest
Infrastructure, yes.
representation.
Honest.
representation.
We finally have people who are not here to make a buck off you, but here to help you make a buck. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
They're giving them.
Well, help you make a buck, and those people do deserve their money, but like do it the right way.
But also, we live in Wichita, Kansas, which is a very affordable place. So we're trying to teach everyone that you can come here, you can make your music, you can do it authentically to you. We're not going to be like, hey, pump out a pop song, pump out this. We don't give a fuck. We want you to do what's going to make you happy, because we know at the end of the day, people value people value you being genuine. People value people.
Of course. Yeah.
If we told the Cavves to put out a certain type of song, like the Cavves fans wouldn't like that because it's not genuine to them. Their last song, Guest Bedroom. I almost said Spare Bedroom. My God.
Yeah.
Their last song, Guest
Thank
Bedroom.
you for being a host like me that fucks up names.
I'm the worst.
You're giving me a ton. Thank you.
I'm telling
I
you
have
right
the same
now.
exact problem.
Yeah, I have to write that shit down. But
dude.
if you haven't listened to, if you want to talk about being authentic and genuine, I want you to listen to Guest Bedroom and tell me you didn't fucking cry, because I fucking sobbed. I showed that to my mom. I showed that to my family. That's a beautiful song that came
Well,
from
we'll put
them.
a link to that song on the description of this.
Please,
up.
please do.
And it's climbing, man.
It's
Yeah, we'll put it
gorgeous.
on.
It's a gorgeous song. It was on their Fresh
We'll
Finds
put it on.
playlist on Spotify. They're doing amazing.
Yeah.
Come on.
But the reason that this is so important to me and to them and to everyone is because we finally have the funding and we have direction.
You have everything in place.
And we also have people who believe in us. We have people from all across the country who are coming to Wichita, and we had Lindsey Jameson, branding expert. He's incredible. He came into town and helped each of the brands. He had each of the bands talk about what their brand is. Because have you ever stopped and thought about what is your brand? What
are you selling me?
Yes.
What are you selling me?
And
no
it's
one
like-
wants to talk about that. No one wants to think about that, but it's important.
That's the problem in Wichita music.
Well,
Straight like we- because we, you know, especially when you run
when
into
people don't
us.
want to talk about, they have not done the legwork before.
They don't know
to-
what it is.
Well,
They
They're
don't
intimidated
know
by
what it is. They
Hey,
don't know
boys,
why
boys,
it's
And it's
boys,
important.
like,
boys,
for
one
me
at a time.
personally-
They
One
don't
at a
know why
time.
it's important.
One at a time, boys.
Yeah, help us.
I was like, yeah, for me personally, it was
Sorry.
like
All these boys have been given alcohol.
I'm about to give everyone a talking stick.
There we go.
Right?
But it was like,
Dude, I think that could be a thing.
that'd be amazing.
That could be a fucking thing.
So
Did
like,
you just beer tap me? If it overflowed, that would be hilarious.
It just bubbles out. What the hell's in
What
that?
the fuck?
This Jameson's actually
Well, do you guys
funny.
know why people tap shots on the ground? Why you take it? Why you cheers and then hit it on the?
I have no idea.
Well, that was
Prohibition.
It was prohibition back in the day. You would,
If I
you
dumped
would,
it
you would,
like that
you,
and
if
it
it
bubbled,
fizzed,
that
you
was
would
wrong.
not. You shouldn't take it. So that's
That
where
was
that tradition
poisonous.
came from. So the tradition of taking
What
a
happens
shot.
if it fizzes?
It's poisonous, basically.
Well, that means
It's too much
during
alcohol,
during
'cause they didn't
Wrong.
have
It's
nothing
wrong.
to measure.
Well,
They were
during
just-
Prohibition, there was a bunch of alcohol made illegally.
Yeah.
So what people that were drinking alcohol would hit, and again, bro science go further than 1% that I know of this.
Sure.
But they would hit that on the table, and if it fizzed,
It
you
was
knew
under-
it was
under.
inferior
needed to be-
alcohol. It's crap.
And then you
okay.
tell them,
Gotcha.
I don't want that.
It's not
Give
good.
them money
It's not
back.
good.
Real
So
stuff.
so hitting it on the
Right.
table would know that it was not good alcohol during
I
Prohibition.
hope all my friends listen to this, because whenever we do shots, I'm always like, you didn't top the table. And they're like, okay, whatever. You were a bartender like, what, one time, 5
Okay,
years
so
ago?
so
I was bartender for many, many years.
So
bartended
I
at
will
Mort's.
I will contradict this
But-
weird tradition with logic. If you're a bartender, why do you want us tapping the shots on the fucking table, spilling more shit for you to fucking clean up? Why don't we just take a shot?
Because
and
I
move
don't own the bar.
But you
And the
still.
guy who owns the bar doesn't pay me shit.
Well, I tell you, the guy that owns the bar never cleans the fucking tabletop.
Sure he does. He sure fucking does, and I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Tap that shit. I'll clean it up. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
It's a tradition.
Deal.
All right, so we are at the last end of our bit.
Hey, give us all
And,
your,
uh,
give us all your
thing
plugs.
about
I would
it
like
is
to-
we like to retain our artists. Like, we want to keep
Yeah.
our artists in Wichita.
Of
We want to invite
course.
other people here, of course, absolutely.
That-
Come on in.
So
But
this
so
always
many
Well,
irritates
and
me.
we would welcome collaboration from out of town.
Absolutely.
Have you seen? Oh my
We're
gosh.
working on it,
You
man.
should look
In
at. So we
progress,
have
but-
a.
Because it's another way to learn everything.
I want to give you a quick synopsis of Midtopia. We have Midtopia, and you're like, okay, we accept artists, yes. But we also have Senior Jams. Senior Jams are when we invite people from all different bands, all different artists, everywhere, and they all come together and they just jam, and we
What-
record it.
How do
and
you
it's
do
beautiful.
that? When do you do that? How's it go? What-
So they come. I think we've been doing
Never heard of it.
Tuesdays
We've got.
is this something you do at the
about-
loft up in the top of
Oh, we
the...
do it at the studio.
At the studio.
We
At the
have a-
studio.
we have a
Off
video
Greenwood,
that
or
we
what
do.
is
Yep,
it
yep.
now? It's like
It's gorgeous.
it's the old brick house. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we have a Senior Jam where we have everyone do that. We also have something else coming up. We haven't decided on a name, but basically we're recording conversations. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's for educational purposes. So we're bringing like branding experts in. We're bringing in experts that a lot of people don't have the funds or the resources to do. So we're bringing them in and we're talking about topics, and then we're sending that out to our social media so people can learn. People get free resources.
So I will say,
I'm happy
just as
to.
a bit of advice that
I love this. I do.
what you said is something brilliant. And as a bit of advice where we fucked up since we've even had this place. So if you have the capability and someone interesting is in the building and you're sitting there having a great conversation, why the fuck aren't you filming it?
Literally.
Why the fuck aren't you recording it?
100%.
Here we are.
I have sat in these same seats with the Emmy-winning. He actually lives in Chicago. My friend Brian Shortdorf is an Emmy. 7 Emmys. Been
He's a writer?
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a writer. He did the Wayman
Support the writer's strike.
Well, he actually did the Wayman
Support the
Tisdale.
writer's strike.
He did the Wayman Tisdale story. If you've ever seen the documentary,
Ooh, nice.
he did the Chicagoland
Good
story.
dude. Good dude.
I had no idea.
This
Wow.
is a big,
What's his name?
His name is Brian Shortdorf.
Shortdorf?
Shortdorf.
Shortdorf.
His
Brian
mom,
S.
His mom was actually a former senator of this city, and she was
right
from
on.
here too as well. But he is
She a Democrat?
yes, she is actually.
I didn't care either way.
Yeah, you did a little bit. You did a little bit.
Nope.
Don't
But
get
they all don't care. I will say they all don't give a fuck about us. So yeah, unless you get money. So anyway,
Tune in on the next podcast for a deep dive on that.
deep dive on Democrats and Republicans work together.
And I won't be there.
Yeah.
But Brian, I will say that I have had multiple times in this studio people that were giving me great content and I was not recording it because I'm an asshole.
Absolutely.
No.
So-
Because you're learning.
You're learning. So, but
That's
if you
it.
get,
I'm
Well,
big.
and it's a thing of like, do I want to hear your real story or do I want to push?
What
play
did I
on the
say when I got
camera
here?
and let's
When I
go?
got here, I started talking to you and I said, I don't want to talk because I don't want to talk too much for the interview
Well, and
because
we do
that's
that
when you
same.
get good content.
Well,
I know.
right.
Hey.
well, you've done a show. Sometimes you burn the greatest content 10 minutes before the
Right
show
off,
starts.
right off. the rip.
Oh, dude,
You
dude, every time.
Not me, bitch.
All right.
I do.
So tell
No,
us.
it's-
Well, I
absolutely-
will also say that 10 minutes before the show, 20 minutes after, tomorrow on a Tuesday, I got great content
So-
for whatever the fuck you wanted.
So tell us.
That's true.
Tell us how to find you. Tell us how to
There
find
ain't a
you.
minute I ain't got content, bitch.
Tell us how to find you, man. Come on.
Honestly, though, I would love having you guys here and having when we talk about having all these different podcasts and like I think there could be a million coffee shops. If you do well,
Absolutely.
you're gonna win.
Yeah.
If you do well, you're gonna. If you
And
do it with heart,
if you treat people well and you're passionate, you're gonna win.
fucking treat
I do
people
my
well.
thing, man. I'm not in competition.
No,
I
that's
do
Treat
my
people
thing.
well is the
one of the
biggest
biggest
part.
things
If
that
you
I
like
heard
me,
when I
cool.
started this shit
Hey.
was I told someone I remember having a hard time after Yadda came out and literally I had my festival sold out first
Yeah.
time, fucking amazing. Like that never happens. I just want to make sure everyone knows I don't think that I'm hot shit.
should.
It's
You can-
amazing that it happened and
You
it's
can
so
be,
cool.
Good team.
you can braggadocio a little bit.
I mean, I'm thankful for the people who took a chance on me because that's really what happens. People have to take a chance on you.
Honestly, the people, I will turn that coin over. The people would not took a chance on you if you weren't passionate about doing what you were doing. So
Also.
it takes both.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times
Thank
you
you.
think all the people, they owe you a thank you too. Because
I don't
if
know
you
about
weren't putting on a show, they would not have something to be passionate about too as well.
Maybe.
It takes both sides to that coin. And a lot of
Absolutely.
artists will not turn the light on themselves and say, I'm doing something good too. Believe it or not, you are. You're doing something
I mean,
good
you guys
too.
are doing an amazing thing. I think
It's beautiful.
having us share resources, though, I think is one of the biggest things. I just went to a conference in Nashville, the Music Biz conference.
Yeah.
It was amazing, very educational. I met a lot of people who will never talk to me again. Met a lot of people who are really incredible and who really are
You might
wonderful.
talk to one or two of them again. You
Yes,
never know.
yeah.
One or
But-
two.
yes.
You make it's.
But there
There are
were
resources you ask questions to.
there was some incredible
Just steal
people
their
there.
knowledge. Just steal their fucking knowledge.
But
ask
Rudy,
questions.
I will tell you, Rudy Love Jr. was on a panel with some pretty amazing people. One of them, I'd have to look up the names. I'm so sorry. One of them was, and
I love
she's
that she doesn't know names like
Huh?
that.
Oh, dude, coming off the
Right,
cuff,
right.
it's so hard for me. One of them runs the Aretha Franklin. What's that called? It's not an auditorium, but it's the one that's outside.
I'm already in on Aretha though.
It's as a
Horns and shit.
Performance
pavilion. No, it's bigger than a pavilion. It's an outside auditorium. I can't remember the name of it, but
It's
she
an
runs
edifice of some kind.
Yes.
Where is it at?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Hard City, obviously.
There's barely a
Hard City.
building standing in Detroit,
But-
so we should be able to find that one.
Hey,
Oh, one left.
be nice, be
My favorite
nice.
producer's from Detroit.
But-
I've been to Detroit. I love Michigan. Actually, I've been there quite a bit.
My
but,
mom's from Michigan.
I
but
like-
it's,
I like Detroit,
it's a, I
man.
mean,
Yeah.
Detroit's having a rough time.
I like driving in Detroit. But
I mean, goddamn, the football team owes
that
the
is-
city like $4 million in water bills.
All right. No problem.
4 million.
It's ridiculous. Look into it. I'm just saying.
All right, so how do we find you guys? How do we support you? How do we...
You listen to the Aaron and Austin Show podcast, and you get it all in the description.
Boom.
But
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
She's got the
Before I leave,
the
I got
tags.
this shit. So
I gotta piss him off at least once. There's no keyboardist on this week.
I have to tell you. So Shahida, her name is Shahida. She's amazing. She is a African American female, and she is in charge of the Aretha Franklin outdoor venue, and it's an incredible venue, and she's doing amazing work.
Nice.
That
There's
sounds badass.
Oh, yeah.
she's amazing. There's also, oh my God, there's so many.
Do it all. We got time.
Jessica Thomason as well. She has things in. It's Asheville, Tennessee, I believe. But
Asheville, North Carolina.
it's maybe.
Asheville.
I know it's Asheville.
I'd say Asheville, America,
It's
and then you'd be
Tennessee,
right.
so there most
Yes.
likely is.
I go with Asheville, America, and then you know you're
My
right.
main points to
Why don't-
say are there are amazing women doing amazing things in music, and all I can say about the music
Come on.
community is that we need to uplift people of color. We need to uplift women because those are the ones being silenced in the music community. And as much as I absolutely love my white brethren, I also really want to
My
make sure that these
entire-
voices
There's
are
plenty
being
of us, is what
amplified
I'm
as
saying.
well.
My entire nonprofit is about marginalized population.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't care about...
And we're trying our hardest not to be white every day.
Well,
Hey, that's a whole nother podcast, brother.
Yeah.
Talk about
I can't
we'll talk about European indigeneity.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah,
now.
well, shit.
And if you don't know history, this man.
That's my shit
Do you know
now.
what Marquis' nickname is?
Marquis.
It's Professor.
Oh,
We
I
call
like
him
that.
Prof because
No,
this man
you can't
knows
go
so
Prof.
much.
You're taking the Minnesota rappers shit. Prof is a man. That's a motherfucking killer.
Prof, if you're listening, take this man on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Prof, if you are listening, please
He's great.
come do our show. He's one of my favorite hip hop
He's
artists.
hilarious. He's
Incredible.
awesome.
Well,
yeah.
he releases content all the time. I
All
love him.
the time.
His newest
I
album's
can't keep
amazing.
up.
His
Oh
newest,
my God.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get drunk and bury my money.
Bear
I'm gonna get drunk and bury my money. All right,
And
let's
his
end it
videos
on
are
that.
funny. Like,
Hey,
he's great.
Marquis
Yes, to that.
and Courtney,
Get the fuck outta here,
check out the
man.
Yadda Yadda
Yes.
Yadda.
Yeah.
Check out, always check out Rudy Love and the Encore.
Midtopia Music.
And Midtopia Music.
Midtopia.
Don't miss nothing. We'll put all this. And honestly, you guys had something. What was the one thing we was gonna put in the description? Remind me.
Guest bedroom by the Caves.
That is the
Yes,
one.
baby.
But I will tell you,
Yes, let's
go
make
to
sure we get that
Midtopia
in the
Music.
description.
Good one,
Look at
good one.
everyone's.
Check out the description for that.
yes.
Check it all out.
Yes.
just go to
We'll get-
Midtopia.
we'll
You'll find that there, too.
I
Thank
got
you.
I got a Midtopia playlist on Apple Music. I think there's one on Spotify now.
Bet I'm on Apple Music, so
Oh,
hit
yeah.
me with that.
That's my
Thank you,
jam.
thank you,
Let's
thank
go,
you,
let's
thank you,
go.
thank you for
and
having
we love
us.
the thing is hit us with it.
We love you.